Good afternoon, good morning, good evening. Thank you for joining. We see people are still joining the system, so we'll give them another minute or two, and or a minute, so that they can get on board and we can all kick things off. I'm looking up here at the counter. Wow, it's an impressive turnout. Oh, it's going well. Okay. All right, let's kick things off. So thank you for joining us on our last webinar of the year. And wow, just as I say that, I realize 2020 is coming to an end. That's very encouraging. But thank you all for joining. Alex, you can hit the next slide.
Yeah.
So today we're here to talk about, well, first off, I'll introduce myself. My name is Danny, and I head up Optitex Global Sales. And I've had the pleasure of joining the webinars that we've done in the past few weeks, together with other colleagues from Optitex and from companies that we partner with. And so today, as I said, our last one, we're going to talk about costing. So each webinar, I've mentioned that what 3D is famous for is reducing sampling, speeding up productivity, if the effectiveness and efficiency, and a whole bunch of other stuff. And then once it's 3D, they go, oh yeah, that's what 3D does. But our 3D, the Optitex 3D platform, is there to do a lot more. We're there to help transform a company from analog processes to digital. And once you move towards digital processes, the opportunities become endless. You're taking your core product and you're turning it from something physical into something digital. And once you have that digital asset, you can really use it in ways not previously possible to share and collaborate with people throughout the organization, whether you be in the same office with them, for those that remember when we used to do that, or sitting from your living room with people around the globe. And that was the subject of one of our sessions as well. And making sure that you have the right tools to do whatever your job is. If your job is on the technical side, a garment tech or a technical designer, you need to have the correct avatars for your job. But then once you start to move into other roles and other positions within the company, and you want to utilize those assets, you're going to need different avatars. It could be anything from having a branded model, much like you do in real life, but have it in the virtual, as well as putting in your in-store mannequins for internal use and understanding what your assortment is going to look like when it hits the floor. And and of course, being able to see a sample of a garment in the digital ether, being able to see it in 3D where it looks photorealistic, and that you can then share it with your customers before you have even placed an order with your supplier. And we had a session with a company called First Insight that talked to us about predictive analysis and the work that the three of us are doing together, the two of us are doing together with Marks and Spencer, and the benefits that they've had by using our 3D platform and being able to share virtual samples with their end users, as I said, long before they make anything. And we also had a great session on virtual showrooms, being able to use your 3D assets as sales. So it's not only talking about reducing your bottom line and saving, it's how can you use these 3D assets to make more and grow your top line. So Alex, you can hit the next slide. So I think we went through these in my last slide, but as I said, this is our last webinar. We look forward to doing some more of them next year. And Alex, if you could hit the next one. And Alex is going to come on. For those of you that don't know her, Alex is one of our solutions specialists, our gurus on the platform and how it's used to transform businesses. And she's going to talk about costing. And yes, costing is certainly a method to save, right, and make sure that you're pricing things correctly. And the subject of margins, it's always been an issue. It's always been a challenge because ultimately it's the margin that's used to pay all of our salaries and keep the lights on. But I think looking at the news yesterday that came out of the UK with the Arcadia Group, Topshop, Topman, et cetera, and Debenhams, the importance of being able to control your costs and be able to protect the margin have just become even more pronounced. And so, Alex, with that, I'm going to hand over the stage to you, and you can talk our colleagues into. Oh, wait, forgot one more slide. Yeah, we are recording this this webinar as the others, and you'll be able to access the presentation afterwards. If you have a question, and we encourage them, please just go through the chat function on the control panel, on the console there, and Martina, who's hiding in the background, will collect the questions and we'll do our best to answer them at the end. So again, thank you. And Alex, over to you.
Okay, thank you, Danny. Just let me turn off my camera just for net issues. And okay, let's start. So hello and welcome to our autumn-winter webinar about early costing. My name is Alexandra Vasilaki and I'm solution specialist at Optitex. So in our journey today, I will demonstrate you how easily we can apply grading rules on pieces, which will give us later the possibility for accurate costing through the market making solution. Then we will see which options we have in order to do amendments and affect that the fabric consumption, so change the cost of the garment. And at the end, I will show you how we can generate costing reports based on the material consumption. So in the first part of the presentation, I will take some time just to demonstrate you a couple of tools which gives you the flexibility to work fast and accurate in order to apply grading rules for proportional or non-proportional gradings. Also, how to handle difficult pieces easily by applying grading rules on points that we might not so comfortable to apply grading values. And at the end, we will have the chance to compare the segments that we graded through a compare length window in a very accurate way. After that, we will jump into the marker making product, where I will show you how you can get the consumption of the style that we will work. It's well known that almost the half of the price of a garment is based in the material consumption. The question is how we do that, how we can calculate this material consumption. So according to our experience with many customers, there are two main ways that they calculate the cost. One, which is it's very fast and they do it in the development stage, is to make the layout of the sample size, getting the consumption and add to that consumption a percentage, a standard value, which they give them an average price. And as you understand, that is not so accurate. Another way that it will be more accurate is to do the gradings on the 2D style and then create a layout in the marker making with all the sizes. And automatically the system will give us the consumption of the whole layout plus the consumption of each size separately, if we wish. So let's see all this in action through a live demo. So starting in pattern design system, where we can see the 2D pieces, we will talk today about this dress. This is a dress with 4 ruffles, and it's a certain style dress in 2 different materials. So in the 2D area, the user can easily, as I told you, I will show you how we can apply grading values. So through new tools, the user can select a group of points that they have the same grading value, and just applying into the direction where they want this value, they can immediately see how this grading will look like. Same, they can continue by applying the different grading values in different directions, and by this way they can build very fast the proportional grading. While if they would like to work a non-proportional grading, again they can choose the points, but this time, once I choose which sizes will remain into the same length, I can just type only the difference for the other sizes. And again, once I define in which direction I would like to apply this grading, I can see the non-proportional grading. So by this way, I can grade all the pieces. And let's see what will happen when we will want to do this grading on the sleeve, which is sometimes is a headache for the users. So first of all, we can apply a grading value on a point which is well known. It's a standard value that we know that is fixed. So once we apply that, then what we can do is that we can define which segment will be stitched to this segment, and by which direction we would like to apply the value of the front armhole. Once we do that, we can immediately have the grading. And not only that, anytime we will be able to compare these 2 segments, so we will be sure that these 2 pieces, when they will be stitched together, it will match perfectly. And how we can do it? We can import the measurement of the front armhole, compare it with the measurement of the front piece armhole. So here is the measurement of the sleeve, here is the measurement of the front, and this is the difference. So as you can see, starting with the standard difference from the base size, which is almost 1 centimeter, the grading that I apply on this piece very quickly, it gives me same difference for all the sizes. Very accurate, without trying to find out which value I had to apply here. It will give it to me automatically. Moreover, through the gradings, after I finish them, I can create a measurement chart, which later on it will be very useful to import it into a TechPack file, or even to import it into the PLM system. We can just define which measurements we want to put into this dialog and define from point to point this measurement, and we get immediately the measurement for all the sizes. So after we finish this process, next and last step before we jump into marker making system is to create the style set. The style set dialog gives us the possibility to separate which pieces will be cut in leopard fabric and which pieces will be cut in the plain black fabric. So by this way, we can select pieces and we add them into the dialog, and we can separate them according to the material. So we can create each one for its material. So now that we are ready, we can exit from this product, and we can go into the marker making software. Into the marker making software, the user needs to define the net width of the fabric, and then select the style that they want to apply on the marker making. It appears the sizes that I have created, in which I can change in some of them the directions for even better results, and then to select which material type I would like to lay on this marker. So once I get the pieces on the screen, I am now ready to run the automatic nesting, in which I can define how much time I would like to work on it. Now for the demo reasons, I will just put 30 seconds so I can start doing this this automatic nesting. So it's trying to give me, in this time I gave, it's trying to give me the optimum result. And you can see in the bottom of the screen that is already in few seconds, it reached 88% of efficiency. The length of the specific marker until now is 6 meters and 57 centimeters. And the average consumption per garment is 1 meter and 64 centimeters. So you see that in one screen, I can get all this information that I really need for the specific style. So once this marker is ready, I can open the cost calculation report. In this cost calculation dialog, first of all, you can see the final efficiency for the specific marker. Here we can we're talking about the material, the main material, which I call it number 1. And in this field, I can type the value of the material. If I know how much is the cutting cost, I can add it over here. So as you understand, I can also get a part of the BOL into this report. So once I give the cost of the material, I can immediately see the total cost of the specific layout of the single ply of this marker. And on the other field, I can see how much it will cost just one single garment. And all this, I can get it into the gross area. While I can anytime check the net area of each size, the calculation, the final calculation will be done according to the gross area. Now, in case that I buy the fabric by weight and not by meter, I can give the cost per weight and not by meter. So immediately it will give me another kind of calculation here. Also, if I would like to check another fabric, I can anytime change the price of the material and I can see how much that will cost me if I decide to change a material or if I decide to have the same style into different materials. After I decide which material I want, that can be exported into an Excel file, which I will show you later on during my presentation. So let's see now how this result will affect the cost if I do an amendment. So let's keep in our mind that the average per garment right now is 1 meter and 63 centimeters. So let's go back into the pattern design system, open the style, and let's say that we decide this dress not to be longer anymore, but we would like to make it midi by reducing one ruffle. We can just select the pieces, ask them not to use in the marker, save it, exit, and go back into the marker where we just ask to update this style on the screen and rerun the simulation. So as you understand, in few clicks, what I can do is that I can make an amendment which can dramatically change the price of the garment. So right now, I can see again the efficiency, the total length, and the average per garment for now, before it finishes the marker, is 1 meter and 39 centimeters. So again, same like before, you have the possibility to export this, this cost report into, again, an Excel file. So you will be able to compare these two solutions and decide which one you prefer. So every time that you export this file, you will receive it in an Excel sheet where it gives you exactly all the information like we see in the dialog. So here in this Excel file, I just briefly want to show you that all the dialogues, almost all the dialogues that you create in Optitex, you can export them into Excel format. Just like this one, which is the measurement chart, and you can add it into the TechPack file or import it into the PLM. Or this one, which gives you the analysis of the style with all the pieces, the material that you use for each piece separately, and the quantity that you have in the marker. And of course, a general view of the marker with all the necessary information about the width and the length and the efficiency of the marker. So if you would like to compare then all this, you can put them into one slide where you can see how much will cost you the long version of this dress according to the information that we got from the costing report. And then you can check how much will cost you the MIDI version of the specific style according to the cost calculation that you receive from Optitex solution. Moreover, to give you another example, you can see that very easily. Let's say that we have this shirt, which we would like to check the price while we cut it into a printed fabric, or while we will cut it into a plate fabric in which we match only the front pieces, or we match the front pieces as well as the side seam. So you can easily find out what is the cost for each one. Our marker making solution having all the specific tools for special fabrics such as plates and stripes. So we can just create only match points which can be matched together and define the repeat of the stripes or the repeat of the plates, and that will be magnetized on the lines that we define. So by this way, we can create matches that easily can give us the result that we want. So now all this info that we can receive from Optitex solution can be imported into any costing or PLM system. So this is a brief, this is in brief the PLM system. The software covers the entire process of the product management that starts from the brief to the sales. And Optitex is connected to the PLM in some very critical steps, such as the phase of the design, the collection approval, and of course the production. We work with the larger PLM providers in the world, such as PTC and Centric, as well as with smaller suppliers. And our customers have successfully integrated Optitex with their PLM system solution, and they're happy to work with that. So thank you very much for your time. And I think now is time to go on with questions. Danny? Hello, Danny, can you hear me?
Yes, now I can. I couldn't get turn off the mute.
Okay.
Excuse me. Okay, so let me just pop open the questions over here. We were just getting an updated. There we go. Okay. So, Alex, the first question was about PLM softwares. And which platforms do we connect with?
We don't have any specific platform. As I mentioned before, we work with PTC very successfully. We have worked with Centric. So we have also smaller PLM systems and platforms that we have integrate our system. I don't think that there are any limitations on that.
Okay, yeah, and certainly no limitations, well, no, pretty much no limitations in terms of importing and exporting data, because certainly
Yeah, of
everything that you
course.
showed in Excel can be easily imported into any
Exactly,
system
exactly.
and files. Okay, and so there's a question here about the different ways that you can calculate the consumption of the fabric. Can you do it just by the meterage or the yardage of the
We can calculate it in any unit, such as meters, inches, feet, and of course we can also calculate it by weight, kilos, and whatever each country has a unit.
Okay, and you could choose like I just want meterage or length. I don't need
Yes,
weight.
exactly.
Okay.
And then you just need to add the cost of the meters, let's say, for example, or the cost of the weight.
Okay. And here I'm getting another one coming through. How can we get fabric consumption only for the pieces placed on the marker and there are pieces left out?
The pieces left out.
Yeah.
So we can get once we define the width of the fabric, pieces will placed on that area. It won't left out pieces. Now, if they are talking about material type, the second material type, we just need to repeat the same process like I saw for the second material or for third materials. So if these are the pieces that they left out, we just need to repeat the same process that I saw before for the material number 2 or 3 and so on.
Okay. Okay. And I see the last question. Actually, first time I've ever been asked this one. It's a great question. Can you attach an image, export an image with the Excel report so you can visually see the changes for each nesting, for each marker?
I can export the drawing of the markers. So each time that I create the Excel file.
The image of like you had the dress up. If I understood the question correctly, it's more the image of the actual garment, perhaps?
Okay. Yeah, okay. In that case, I just need to update the simulation of the garment. So at the same time, I will have it like I did it before in this slide where I can see both. Yeah, that can happen. Okay. I can do it. We can do it.
Okay, and certainly as you can see here, you're going to answer a different question before it, but you can export an image of the layout as well.
Yeah, okay. Exactly.
I hope that answered the question, the askers of the questions. We received a few more which are very specific to some use cases, so we'll take care of those offline and we'll be sure to get back to you. And if anybody else has any additional questions, please feel free to reach out. Martina will share the contact details. They're certainly available on our website or on the email that you received telling you about this this webinar. So in closing, I want to thank everybody for participating in today's as well as our earlier webinars. I hope they were educational for you. We enjoyed preparing them and delivering them, and we hope that you enjoyed and found some value from them. I look forward to doing some more of these next year, and certainly if you have any ideas of what you would like to hear as a webinar, please share them through. Most of the subject matter that we presented in these webinars came from our users, it came from our customers who wanted more information like this and want to share it with the rest of the industry. So thank you for that. And I don't know if I'll be the first one to wish it to you, since it's only December 2nd, but I want to wish everybody the happiest of holidays, the healthiest and the safest. And yeah, New Year's. Yes, it's coming, folks. Hang on. So thank you all very, very much. And look forward to seeing you again soon. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Bye.